Anger and tension running high at the University of California Davis campus. What you just saw played out late last week as the Student Government Association voted on a resolution to boycott the Jewish state of Israel. Reports say when the Israel supporters tried to object to this vote, the pro-Palestinian students you just saw tried to shout them down with cries of Allahu Akbar. The resolution passed, and the anger toward the Jewish students did not end there. Laura Ingraham is the host of the nationally syndicated radio show, The Laura Ingraham Show. Laura, good to see you. And so, actually, following the vote, vandals spray-painted swastikas on a fraternity house belonging to a Jewish organization. And now there's a $2,500 reward for information leading to an arrest or conviction. What is going on here?
Well, the inmates are running the asylum. College campuses have become caricatures of themselves, and the folks at the University of California school system out there, university system, pride themselves, Megan, on being so tolerant and so open to ideas. They're so open to ideas that when someone says something, in this case about Israel, that they disagree with, then of course they are going to shut that person down, make sure that they are intimidated from speaking out, or at least try to intimidate people from speaking out. And this is just the state of things right now on college campuses. And I think people watching this at home, they think, oh, this has to be exaggerated. It really can't be that bad on my kid's college campus. And I will say it's sad to report that this kind of thing, maybe not so dramatic, happens quite frequently on college campuses, where either conservative students or religious students feel like they really have to be quiet and they can't speak out, lest they be brought up on some type of hate speech violation or community standards violation, and they get a black mark on their record and they can't work in the real world.
Well, and it's
so there you have it.
The division over Israel. One of our closest allies just seems to be popping up in more and more places these days. It takes me back just to the Democratic National Convention. Remember when they tried to put Jerusalem back into their party platform, and Villaraigosa had to pretend that they had support for that, even though they didn't, out on the floor, and people were booing that. And I think people, even Debbie Wasserman Schultz, was taken aback by why that would be. But what is with the growing anti-Israel sentiment?
Well, I think Israel has become, for the left, the new South Africa. Remember, in the 1980s, it was the divestment movement from South Africa. When I was at Dartmouth College, that was really big back then, and now it's divest from Israel. Israel is the left's, favorite, whipping post of fury and anger and outrage. Because remember, if Israel is an ally of the United States, Israel must be bad, because the United States is bad. The United States needs to be brought to heel. It needs to become just like the rest of the world, no better, no worse. And so I think it just is born out, Megan, out of the very deeply anti-American sentiment that has been whipped up for decades on college campuses, and today is, I think, far worse than when I was in college in the mid-1980s. It's gotten exponentially worse, and I think most kids who aren't far left just kind of keep their heads down and hope that they can graduate and find a job. But
undetected. It's incredible to hear Allahu Akbar shouted in the middle of this university.
And what does that represent, Megan, in so many instances, not all, but so many instances across the world? We saw, you brought the horrible case of course, the burning alive tonight, the subjugation of women, the torture of homosexuals, the torture of Christians, the crucifixion of Christians. That's what it has come to represent. And that's what they're shouting. Wow. What does that tell you?
Wow. Laura, thanks for being here.
Great to see you.